Quincy Mine is located on US Highway 41 in Hancock, Michigan. The mine opened in 1846 under the merging of two companies, which were the Northwest and Portage Mining Companies. In 1948, it was officially named the Quincy Mining Company. Immigrants came from Finland, Germany, England, and Italy to work in the mines for steady wages and company housing. There were also local immigrants that were French Canadians. Quincy Mining Company also established a farm, leased plots for gardens, donated land for churches, built boarding houses, and built schools for the miners and their families. 3-man teams were used to swing sledgehammers and use chisels to chip away the copper. Explosives were also used to blast the rock, and then they could move the rock to the surface. In the 1870s, compressed air drills were used, but were frowned upon by management. Also, steam-powered hoists replaced manual whims in the 1850s and 1860s. There were an estimated 253 deaths at Quincy Mine during its operations. Many deaths were due to falls, being crushed by rocks or equipment, and by explosives. Half of all the copper mined in the U.S. came from Quincy Mine. The mine became known as Old Reliable due to steady payment of dividends to the investors in the years from 1868 to 1920. It was the second largest mining company in the region by the 1880s. Constructed in 1908, the number 2 shaft house was the deepest in the world, reaching over 6,225 feet, and was served by the largest steam-powered mine hoist in the world. By 1910, 460 million pounds of copper had been extracted, and by its closing in 1945, Quincy had produced 800 million pounds. At an angle, it reached 9,260 feet, which is greater than a mile, and it had a 55-degree decline. The number 2 shaft house is still intact today and is one of the oldest intact buildings on the site. Located in the number 2 shaft house was a multi-man conveyor that would carry dozens of men down in the depths of the mine. Many miners worked 10-hour shifts 6 days a week by candlelight. In 1898, Quincy opened the Quincy Smelting Works factory in Ripley, Michigan. It is located on the north side of the Keweenaw Waterway. The smelting works transformed copper into usable products. Both the Quincy Mine and the Quincy Smelting Works factory are historic sites and offer tours. The mine first closed in 1931 due to low copper prices. It reopened to aid in providing copper for World War II and then officially closed its production in 1945 when the government contract for copper expired. The mine is now managed by the Quincy Mine Hoist Association, and there is a museum and a gift shop on the site. The man engine was used from the 1860s to the 1890s. It was a mechanism of reciprocating ladders that used steam and stationary platforms to assist miners to and from the deep levels they were working on. Otherwise, it could take up to 2 hours for the miners to climb down to their work areas, and they didn't get paid until they were on their site. The man engine shaft reached 3,000 feet underground. The number 4 hoist house was constructed in 1885. Built on poor rock, it housed hoisting machinery for the number 4 shaft house. Constructed in 1895, the number 4 shaft house allowed cables from the number 4 hoist to enter the mine. The number 4 boiler house was constructed in 1882. It supplied steam to nearby hoist houses. It housed 4 boilers and used 2 81-foot chimneys. The number 7 boiler house was constructed in 1898. It supplied steam that powered the number 7 hoist. Quincy Mine had 9 shafts total, with many levels, and employed 1,400 employees at its peak. The supply office was constructed in 1893. It held industrial supplies, hardware, candles, light bulbs, etc. In the 1990s, it was refurbished as the Quincy Mine gift store. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.